Yeah, welcome to this episode of this uh, on our channel. And somebody called my attention to this video, so I have to have a small talk before we. Thank God, every time we see any content on the internet, we try to say, okay, let's have the second view. Let's have the view of the second person. So the view of the person we first listen to is, I think, the husband. Now we have to critically listen. You need to watch to the end to understand this matter. It is a very long matter, so please pay rapt attention and make sure you grasp everything from this man. So let's hear him.
He is in court to secure access to his children.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spin slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you are behind
married for a while.
You're inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me,
probably
this
because
ain't no
of the
humble
marriage,
brag. I
had
want
our
you
own
to
share
hear
of
words, you can
sometimes
say them back. I want you to feel
And I
free from the
noticed that
chains that last and to
most of the
believe in
issues
what
that
you got, it was
we
built to
discussed,
last, yeah.
the issues raised, whether genuine or not, that we discussed, and I believe that we were able to resolve. Down within her, she still bruised them. Then she uses that, or maybe not only that, to create unnecessary issues at home. Like, she doesn't want me to talk at home. She just wants to be in charge of the home. Any small things, she's shouting at me. The most annoying part about her shouting at me is I told her that we've had our issues in the past that we shouted at each other, and I said, okay, this thing has to stop. But she likes to do it in presence of her children. I told her several times she loves to do it. So she does a lot of things, and at some point I developed high blood pressure at home. She's aware. And if I know that she's aware because recently, before what brought us here happened, he told me specifically October last year that don't worry, I will do something very strong to shock you. And I know the BP you have caused it. And this one I'm going to do is going to raise the BP and it's going to kill you. She told me that. That was October last year. She was just beasting, and she said this, and I would like to place it out for everybody watching. If that is what women think it's really happening, because she told me that she will show me that she's a woman, and whatever she says is what will be believed. So I need that to be on the record. So we've had an issue in the past, so many issues, but I try to let them go. For like 5-6 years now, I've tried to maintain peace as much as possible with her home. But one thing I discovered is that why I thought I was building a home with her, it turned out that she was just deceiving me, not this why. Your Honor, September last year, my wife, I can still call her, though she says that I shouldn't be referring to her as that. And the children, we have 2 children, we were all together at Lakwe Lake Resort for a week. Yes, it was costing our workplace, but I joined her thinking that it was a family picnic, thinking that it was a family time to, get together and all that. I never knew that despite all we had then, the beautiful moments we had, she had something in her. She was preparing, planning. Shortly after that outing, I traveled and I came back. And before I traveled, actually, because these days when she starts her troubles, she knows how to use that silent treatment. And all I do most time is that I just let her be. Because I've come to realize that when she starts trouble at home, initially, we have our own personal house built by us. But some years ago, I noticed that she started trouble on top of that house alone. In fact, she sees the document of the house. She said, she still threatened me with that document recently, before what she did, that she would sell the house. She would do this, she would do that. After all, she has, but that's not even the issue. But why I brought that in is that for like 6-7 years now, I had a place outside that I rented. I rented that place because of work anyway, and she knows they come there, the family comes around for holidays, or even at times, like, take for example, last year, August, she wasn't around because of her job, and it happened to be the time when the children were on holiday. They were with me. The children were with me throughout the entire August last year until she came back. So they come around all along like that. But I noticed like that when we went to Lakwe last year, when we came back to that same apartment, I noticed that she moved all her things. She has moved all her things. And I asked her, especially the pictures on what have you. And she was asking me, she doesn't know. I know her stock in trade when it comes to lying flippantly. She doesn't care whether I know that she's lying or not. And she was even telling me, maybe it's people, it's the girlfriends. And I know she normally brings in that accusation of girlfriends that she cannot substantiate. So
how long have you lived apart now?
Ma?
How long have you lived apart?
That we've been apart.
Lived apart. You say you live in
No, I didn't live apart.
Okay.
I stayed there for work. So I come home at times weekends, most time weekends, but at times when she starts trouble at home, I just stay away. At times 2 weeks.
You got an apartment somewhere else?
Yes.
Okay.
Because of my work. I was working at on the island actually. Then we are on the mainland.
When did you start working on the island? Huh? You've been working on the island all this while.
No. I started working at the island in 2019, and that's when I got the apartment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a backup apartment.
Yes.
Where you stay during the week.
Yes.
And come home at weekends.
Yes.
And at times the children comes to you during holiday.
Yes.
She doesn't come.
She comes.
Okay.
She comes, except if she's not around, like last year, August, that she wasn't around. So it was only the children that were.
I came around.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I was actually building a home with her, but I never knew she wasn't building a home with me, because she tried all sort of things to manipulate me, to manipulate people against me. I knew my mom for 39 years. We never had issue. 2019, the year my mom died, for 1 month, I didn't talk to my mom because she manipulated my mom. For that 1 month, I was angry with her because of, I don't know how she plays the matter, how she manipulated my mom, that my mom also didn't bother to ask me what happened. She was angry with me, and both of us are angry. Until I got to know later that she even told my mom that she knows how to package a story. Like, my mom didn't know about Lekki. My mom doesn't stay here in Lagos. But she told my mom, I rented a place in Lekki. I've got another woman there, that I even bought a car for the woman. And she did this. She knows how to gaslight, because she did it in a way that she was telling my mom. My mom told me this later, that she was telling my mom that the money I should have been sending home, I was wasting it at Lekki or thereabout. And that got my mom angry. And it caused a serious rift between me and my mom, until we were able to settle it. In fact, the last day I spoke with my mom still referred to it. I never knew to what the last day we talk. She still referred to it. Don't be angry about the other day. I said, don't forget, we sorted it. I've noticed that for one thing at home, even when I'm done, she doesn't care. Sometimes 2021, I recall, I was at my apartment there. I was down. I thought I would die. This woman here never placed the call. The parents were aware. The parents kept calling me, and the parents would even be the one to call her, to even ask me, has she called you? And I'll be like, no, but you can talk to her. She's your child. Throughout that period. And there were other situations like that she would not care. I don't know. Whatever that is, because we didn't start like that. I must be sincere. But I don't know. Now, that period I said I came on November last year, I was down with that high problem, with headache and all that. She didn't say anything. That week, she just told me she was going somewhere weekend though. I said, okay, where? She didn't bother. Okay, how do you want to get there? Because part of my own concern, how do you want to get there? If it's something that I can arrange, or if something, because most of the time I've been a driver. It's not that she cannot drive, but at times there are some places I know she may not be confident enough to drive to. I drive her. So many interviews she had for jobs. I've been the one driving her. Anytime she has a job that she does in Abuja.
She's your wife.
Ma? She's
your wife.
Yes, I know. I'm just saying.
The two of you can be everywhere together.
Yes, I'm just saying, because when she says things, you feel like it's like Dave is not there for her. And when it comes to the issue of financial, of moral support, or what have you,
you know what I want to suggest. Let's hear from her, then you can respond as well. But why are you here?
Okay, yes.
You have not told me why.
I'm here now because remember last year we had an issue at home. Oh, no, we didn't have an issue initially anyway. I was done when that day I said she was going out. She left home very early in the morning on that Saturday. No goodbye, no whatever. I was done. I couldn't take care of myself, not talk of taking care of children. I woke up and I was like, okay, maybe she had made a plan for the children. I noticed that no plan for the children. So I asked the children, what happened? What are you guys doing? They said, okay, they have their series. Because when I come home like that, I buy their series. So they said they have series. And okay, take your series. So I didn't hear from my wife that day. I tried reaching her. She wasn't picking her call. I have the record there. Until around 4 p.m., I called her father that I couldn't see my wife. And the father said, it's like she told me that so. I said, but she didn't tell me. And that got me angry, I must say. We are home. And I told the father, and the father said, okay, he will reach out to her. And whichever we want to know the other. I didn't see her in short until around 8:30 p.m. that day, at night, since morning. So when she was coming back, I already told the father, I said, I will not allow her enter this house with you. She'll go back to where she was coming. Yeah, it could be, I was angry. And the father said, no, you don't need to do that. I said, but this is wrong. The father was even trying to say, no, you can't do that. I said, well, it's not about me whether I can't do that. She has done worse than that to me in the past. That was the time I was coming home at night like that. She locked me out. We landed in the police station that night. But she didn't allow me to come in my house or our house that would be together. So that one was just by the way. I can't be mentioning all the things that happened to call the church. So when she came home that night and she was at the gate, I was not even strong enough to even say I'm struggling with her. I was at the gate and she was trying to open. Later I left the gate and she opened the gate. And I told her, where are you coming from? Go back to where you're coming from. And typical of, I knew she was waiting for something to erupt so that she can actualize whatever she has been planning. Then she went back to her car. And she started talking, shouting at me. Even my mom that was there, she likes to do that. She will send me to my mom, as we say in Yoruba, sending me to my mom. Oh my God, this and that. So she left. Like 3 or 4 minutes after she left, I have the record on my phone. I called her 4 times. She didn't pick. I was calling her to even tell her that I better come back home, it's night. I'm not, if that's all I said, you know that I meant it. She didn't pick the call. I called the father, and the father told me that he was talking to her. So after a while, I kept calling the father. I don't know whatever she told the father didn't pick my call several times that night. So I asked the children, despite the fact I was not even okay that period, it was night. I asked the children, where do you think your mom can go to? They said maybe she can go to a friend, one of our friends' place that we know. I said, okay, guy, let's go. I drove there to look for her, and they told me that she was not there. But I believe that those people knew where she was, but they were playing. I said, okay, no problem. I left. I came back home. So throughout that night, my children, I was even asking the last one to hit. That one refused to hit. The elderly brother, that one said, okay, we'll make noodles. They took care of themselves that night. So the following morning, I tried to reach her. I noticed that she had blocked me. And that's blocking I'm talking about till this moment as I speak. I've not been able to call her line. I can't reach her on any form, any this thing. I was sending an SMS, but I noticed that SMS they were not dropping her. Some of them. Even on our wedding day, I still sent her SMS, even after all that happened.
On our what?
On our wedding anniversary, rather.
Okay.
Wedding anniversary. I still sent her, that was November 20. That thing happened to November 23. Even on her birthday, I still sent her a big birthday message, even though I know she's doing whatever she's doing. So that Sunday morning, I called a friend who has been privy to what happens in her home, who has been involved on several occasions. So like, okay, it will not have started again. Please let me talk to her. So that friend of mine was intervening. He was able to reach her. And he was the one that would say, your wife, he did not told me that your wife said, don't come home. I mean, that you should leave home. I don't want to meet you at home. If I meet you at home, anything can happen. So my friend has said, if that's the case, Dave, leave the house. You know how you do it now. Leave her for another 1 week or 2 weeks. Maybe she could. So I had to take the children to her friend's house. Okay, please help me. I know you guys know where she to know is, so please let me call her. She can come home. So I left the home. About 2 weeks after, in the course of that, my friend was trying to mediate. And he kept telling me that your wife is not listening. It's like she don't plan this thing, and all that. I said, okay, if it's the case, let's give her a month. But at some point, I couldn't let it be. I didn't hear from my children. Even after I can't hear from her. October, for instance, when I traveled, she was not receiving my calls. But at least she was allowing me to talk to the children on her phone. I said, okay. I couldn't reach out see the children. And these are the children of which one of them has been having an issue, a teenager, our firstborn. He was run away from home like 2 times. I don't know if he has done more than that now, when I've not seen them. So I left after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I left the house. When my friend was mediating, I decided to go home. My friend said, no, go home. This woman planned something for me. I said, whatever. If I go home, she pours ashes on me. I said, I won't care. it will be on the record that Nami Mariam. So before I went home that day, because we've had our issues before at the domestic violence, whatever, I went there to syndicate that please, will this happen? And I need to go home in case anything happens. And they even told me that she was with them earlier to come and complain, but they didn't see anything, any serious reason for them to contact me. That's why they didn't contact me. So I went home that night, ma. We have a 4-bedroom flat, built, fully furnished. I got home, ma. Nothing is remaining in our house. She packed everything.
You didn't meet her at home?
I didn't meet her at home. I didn't meet children. I didn't meet anything called asset. Even a pin in our house. I have a video here that I did when I got to the house that night. Even a pin, I didn't meet it. We have 4-bedroom flat. Mattress in each room. She packed everything. The furniture said that she's claiming that she bought it, because she's claiming that she bought everything in the house. And I don't know how that's possible. She packed everything. Even the generator, because when she was complaining about the generator at home, the one I bought in Lekki that is even second hand, she said, she wants something like that. I said, don't worry. I took my time. I saved up. I bought a new one for them. Big one, 4.5 kV. She packed it. I just bought them a deep freezer. Big one. I need to mention it for people to know what things she packed in the house, because people have been asking me, what did she take? She took everything. Anything called. So it's so funny that even my frames on the wall, she packed them. Till now, I'm still asking myself, because she has been telling story of all the places we've been going to justify herself. She packed my frames. With my baby frames, she packed it. She packed everything in the house.
Pictures of when you were small?
Yes.
That's what you mean?
Yes. But the police stations, they've been involved. The DPO, at some point, the DPO wanted to prostrate for her, to let peace reign. And I was like, no, sir, you can't prostrate. I don't know. Maybe the man was just say, should I prostrate for you? Madam, please let peace reign. And the man said he will keep intervening. One of the women there, the police officers there, has been contacting both of us, talking to me, talk to her and all that. We've taken the matter back to domestic violence. She wouldn't allow them to mediate, to solve it. At some point, I took a matter to gender desk, because I felt like, okay, at this point, people are saying, leave the asset aspect, concentrate more on the children. So I said, okay, let me look for unfettered access to my children. She didn't let us have a head-on there. So, and it was because of that I talked to my lawyer, and my lawyer said, don't you know about justice court? I said, I know, that it never occurred to me. That take your matter to justice court. Let's see what they can do. So I'm here because I want unfettered access to my children.
The plaintiff, Dave Agbola, has been married to the defendant since 2010 and they have 2 children together. He alleges that his wife has not been very supportive and caring. Even when he was down on sickbed, he claims that she has been accusing him of extramarital affairs without any evidence to prove it. Their union has been through many challenges that have resulted to their separation. The plaintiff is seeking court intervention for unfettered access to his children.
Wow.
So before you start saying your own comment about the woman and all, we need to listen to the wife first, so that we can have our arguments and our comments on this matter.